the royal people that we supposed to do, they want to turn around and want to tell us to sing our songs for them. They want to hear that same fervent love and desire that we have for the Most High. And they want to benefit from all that. They love our music. They love our culture. They love our entertainment. They want all that as long as we doing it from a lower state.
Psalm chapter 137 and verse 1. By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down. Yea, we wept when we remembered Zion. We hanged our harps upon the willows in the midst thereof. For there they that carried us away captive required of us a song, and they that wasted us required of us mirth, saying, sing us one of the songs of Zion.
So they wanted, while they carrying us away captive, knowing that we have no power, because if we were walking in righteousness, no nation could come against us. So they knew, the same nation that knew, man, the Elohim of this land, we don't know the manner of that God. That's why we getting ate up by lions. Don't you think them people are smart enough to say, these people can't do nothing against us because they not following the Elohim of their land? So they got enough common sense to figure that out. That's why these nations are killing us down with no problem. They don't care. There's no consequence. They kill us and shoot us in the street and they find themselves not guilty according to the prophecy in these scriptures. So don't put it past these people to feel that they doing this just because they wicked. No, they doing this because they know they can get away with it. And they're going to continue getting away with this until we take the power into our own hands. And that doesn't mean us grabbing our rifles and shooting these people. We outnumber. We 15%. We about 50, what is it, Wesley? About 15, 16% in this country? On a good day? On a day we not, on a Wednesday when we ain't clubbing and getting killed in the street? So at the end of the day, they know we don't have the strength to come against them. And they know even if we do try to come against them, we don't have the Most High on our side. So we got to flip the scales, get the Most High back on our side, let him fight that fight because we outnumbered. Go ahead, on.
Verse 3, for there they that carried us away captive required of us a song, and they that wasted us required of us mirth, saying, sing us one of the songs of Zion.
Sing us a song, one of those songs of Zion. Them same songs you hear these religious people always singing. Why they always singing about Zion? Why they always singing about Israel? Why the slaves always singing these songs? Where they getting it from? These were our songs. This is our culture. Look at all these little slave moves and see what they singing. They singing our songs. And Shalom, Yafi Yehuda. Good to see you, brother.
Verse 4. How shall we sing Yahweh's song in a strange land? If I forget you, O Jerusalem, let my right hand forget her cunning. If I do not remember you, let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth, if I prefer not Jerusalem above my chief joy. Remember, O Yahweh, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it even to the foundation thereof.
Our own brothers sat there and watched our destruction and cheered it on. He might as well have shot firecrackers in the air. He was happy to see this is how the other nations feel about us, because not only, were we thinking we better than everybody because we the children of the Most High, ha, you can't touch me, we Yahweh's children. But then on top of that, we didn't walk in the righteousness, so they happy to see that. They jealous. They happy to see us go down.
Verse 8, O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewards you as you have served us. Happy shall he be that takes and dashes your little ones against the stones.
That dashes your little ones against the stones. When they were taking our children and casting them off the wall and taking our pregnant women and hanging them upside down and stomping the babies and all that type of stuff. Well, guess what? That was our judgment. But what goes around comes around. Your time is coming too. And it ain't going to be us to have to do it to y'all. Let's go to the conclusion. Let's go to Ezekiel chapter 11, because the Most High does this because he loves us. It's tough love. Don't get me wrong. It's tough love. But at the end of the day, he left us a remedy. We the ones choosing not to. It's like he got us locked away in prison and he's got the key right in front of us. And all we got to do is take the key and free ourselves and come out. But we refuse to do it. We just want to cry and complain about, oh my God, we in jail. We locked up. Oh, I used to be on top. I used to do all these things. I used to be a king. I used to be a prince. But the key right here in front of us. But nah, we don't want to open our eyes. We just want to cry. We just want to blame other people. We want to blame the people outside the jail cell. Your fault for putting us in jail. Your fault for doing what Yahweh allowed you to do to us. You're going to get your judgment. Meanwhile, the key right here. We just pick the key up. So you think they're going to show you the key? What you pointing at me? What you blaming me for? Your key is right here. You think they're going to point to it? They're not going to point to it. They're going to tell you, yeah, that's why you can't reach out here and come out here and free yourself. Because you stuck in there. Ezekiel chapter 11 and verse 1 for the conclusion.
Moreover, the Spirit lifted me up and brought me unto the east gate of Yahweh's house, which looks eastward. And behold, at the door of the gate 25 men, among whom I saw Yazaniah the son of Azur, and Pelatiah the son of Benaniah, princes of the people. Then said he unto me, Son of man, these are the men that devise mischief and give wicked counsel in this city, which say, It is not near, let us build houses. This city is the cauldron, and we be the flesh. Therefore prophesy against them. Prophesy, O son of man. And the Spirit of Yahweh fell upon me, and said unto me, Speak, thus says Yahweh. Thus have you said, O house of Yasharal, for I know the things that come into your mind, every one of them. You have multiplied your slain in this city, and you have filled the streets thereof with the slain. Therefore, thus says my sovereign Yahweh, your slain, whom you have laid in the midst of it, they are the flesh, and this city is the cauldron. But I will bring you forth out of the midst of it.
So they are the sacrifice. And the city is the cauldron that burns these slain people that you physically slain, and also your people that you put out their spirit. You cause them to despise the sacrifices of Elohim, to despise the temple, to despise the Shabbat because of the way that the leaders are carrying on doing all this uncleanness, and you're killing them. And eventually you can kill a servant's desire to want to serve. And you are responsible for that. Now that man gonna have to deal with his own decisions that he made if he allowed another man to cause him not to serve the Most High. But when you're a leader and you're affecting these people, you are gonna get dealt with. Go ahead.
Verse 8. You have feared the sword, and I will bring a sword upon you, says my sovereign Yahweh. And I will bring you out of the midst thereof, and deliver you into the hands of strangers, and will execute judgments upon you. You shall fall by the sword. I will judge you in the border of Yasharal, and you shall know that I am Yahweh. This city shall not be your cauldron, neither shall you be the flesh in the midst thereof, but I will judge you in the border of Yasharal, and you shall know that I am Yahweh. For you have not walked in my statutes, neither executed my judgments, but have done after the manners of the heathen that are round about you. And it came to pass, when I prophesied, that Pelatiah the son of Benaniah died. Then I fell down upon my face and cried with a loud voice and said, Ah, my sovereign Yahweh, will you make a full end of the remnant of Yasharal?
So we see a theme here. We constantly see Yahweh punishing us, putting us in captivity for doing the manners of the heathen, following the ways of the other people in the land. And this is the same thing. This is 2,000 plus years later, we doing the same thing, following the ways. Now, it's not all our fault because that was the only way we knew. This is what we were taught. But if the Most High awakens you and allows you to see that this is not what the Most High commanded us to do, how can we continue doing those same actions? How can we continue thinking that we're going to get a different result? Are we better than our ancestors? What happened to our ancestors when they did that? They received captivity, were killed, were slaughtered, were separated, and scattered all over the earth. What you think is going to happen to us? Yahweh going to decide, nah, you know what? I was too mean. Let me treat you, and reward you for doing wickedness, and maybe you'll just stop wanting to do wickedness. When did that work? When he gave us by default righteous reward without doing nothing. We turned around and did even more wicked. The only results you see in here of us walking in righteousness is after we received the punishment and we said, all right, well, we got it. No more, Yahweh. We sorry. Then we walked in righteousness. But this captivity, we ain't sorry no more. We just feeling like because Yahweh is not giving a swift judgment on us that we can continue doing these actions. And then we look on the TV and we see things and we see other people dying. We just say, that ain't us. I ain't as wicked as that guy. And we continue going in this. And then we get to the point where we wipe up a few pieces of dirt and stains off our shirt. Now we ready to go back to Israel. We ready to be the holy people. How you ready to be the holy people? How you going to be a servant of the Most High? You ain't serving your people. Your people here. Your people are scattered all over the earth. Why are we not trying to serve our people here? We completely missing the understanding of what being Yasharal is if we don't understand that we are servants, that we serve the Most High. The Most High can do everything on his own. The only thing he wanted us to do was to serve one another and to serve an example to the rest of the nations. But we want to skip all that, put the crown on our head, and go right back into the land. Well, how did that work for everybody we just read in this book? Go ahead, Art.
Verse 14 again.
But despite all this, my bad, brother. Despite all of this, he still left a way out for his people that want to humble themselves and want to correct themselves. He left a way out and left a promise to our ancestors that have been passed down from generation to generation all the way into our current captivity, of the way out of our captivity. And this is why we pray towards Jerusalem. Go ahead.
Verse 14, and the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, your brethren, even your brethren, the men of your kindred, and all the house of Yasharal, holy are they, unto whom the inhabitants of Jerusalem have said, Get you far from Yahweh. Unto us is this land given in possession. Therefore say, Thus says my sovereign Yahweh, although I have cast them far off among the heathen, and although I have scattered them among the countries, yet will I be to them as a little sanctuary in the countries where they shall come.
Therefore, thus says Adonai Elohim, although I have cast them far off among the heathen, and although I have scattered them among the countries, yet will I be to them as a little sanctuary in the countries where they shall come. Because he knew we weren't going to have no priest, no temple, no place. How are we going to serve Yah without all these things? Lawfully, we couldn't do that. Lawfully, we couldn't keep holy days. We had to go back to Jerusalem. So what is he saying? I don't want you to serve me no more because I'm punishing you. No, I want you to do the thing you didn't do, which was serve me. And you're going to have to do it in all these other places. And the only way we can do that is to have a sanctuary. So he said, I will be that little sanctuary. This is how we're able to keep the Shabbat. This is how we're able to keep the holy days. This is how we're able to keep the new months. This is how we're able to do all those things that Yah said for us to do, minus those animal sacrifices. He took care of that with Yahshua. But we're still to memorialize all those commanded dates, all the Moadim, because he is a little sanctuary to us. And where 2 or 3 or more are gathered in his name, there he is in the midst, and there's your sanctuary. Go ahead.
Verse 17. Therefore say, Thus says my sovereign Yahweh, I will even gather you from the people, and assemble you out of the countries where you have been scattered, and I will give you the land of Yasharal. And they shall come there, and they shall take away all the detestable things thereof, and all the abominations thereof from there. And I will give them one heart, and I will put a new spirit within you, and I will take the stony heart out of their flesh, and will give them a heart of flesh, that they may walk in my statutes and keep my ordinances, and do them. And they shall be my people, and I will be their Elohim. But as for them whose heart walks after the heart of their detestable things and their abominations, I will recompense their way upon their own heads, says my sovereign Yahweh. Then did the cherubims lift up their wings, and the wheels beside them, and the glory of Elohim, of the Elohim of Yasharal, was over them above.
Man, that sounds awfully like some kind of spaceship or some kind of weird spaceship creature looking thing. But he's trying to tell you a vision of things that don't even exist yet. So imagine how difficult that is trying to describe something that don't even exist yet.
And the glory of Yahweh went up from the midst of the city and stood upon the mountain which is on the east side of the city. Afterwards the Spirit took me up and brought me in a vision by the Spirit of Elohim into Chaldea, to them of the captivity. So the vision that I had seen went up from me. Then I spoke unto them of the captivity all the things that Yahweh had showed me.
Man, just imagine if we had a prophet in this time that could speak future things that we haven't heard before, straight from the mouth of Yahweh. How amazing that would be. And we feel like, yeah, we would listen, we would do that. Well, we the same children of the people that had that. And what did we do? We killed all these prophets. We stoned them. It wasn't the other nations. We killed them. And he's saying, I will, verse 17, therefore say, thus says Adonai Elohim, my sovereign Yahweh, I will even gather you from the people and assemble you out of the countries where you have been scattered. Jamaica, Brazil, China, Israel, the Latin countries, the other islands, India, Iran, Egypt, all these countries where we have been scattered, and I will give you the land of Yasharal. And you will come together and take away all the detestable things and all the abominations thereof from thence. And scripture and prophecy tells us Yehuda will go up first and take the land. We're not negotiating. We're not asking you no questions. We're not trying to get your buy-in. We coming in the land once we're holy, because we can't do it as a people. We're not powerful enough to do that. But when we have the angels on our side, when Yah is on our side, then we gonna go back in the land and we taking all this stuff back. And you think he gonna take a rebellious and a stiff-necked and a transgressing people who refuse to keep the commandments and go into that land and wipe that land clean? That's murder. He's not going to use murderous people. He's going to use priests to go in there and do sacrifices. So that's all we're going to do today. Let's keep that in mind. When we get angry, we want to blame white people for everything. We want to look at all these people we just read about in this book. Every last one of those people were so-called black people. White people ain't in the scene yet. All those people are black people. So it's not a white people thing that we dealing with right now. It's an Israel thing. It's an Israel doing just like their ancestors thing. And until we change that, one by one, each of us, we're going to continue to suffer like this and allow these people to treat us the way we are being treated. And guess what? It ain't just here. Everywhere else you go, you're going to deal with the same thing, just in different levels and different capacities. So let us come together and repent and start with our own selves and our own actions. So that's all we're going to do today. Any last questions or comments before we close in prayer? All right. All brothers remove their head coverings and all sisters pray with their heads covered. And we face the east towards Jerusalem. Brother Jonathan, can you close us out in prayer, please?
Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Covenant Elohim of the children of Yasharal, Yahweh, we thank you for watching over us. We thank you for being a little sanctuary in all the places we've been scattered, O Yah. And when we spend our lives, O Yahweh, seeking your heart, seeking your mercy, seeking your forgiveness as well, O Yahweh, we confess our own iniquities and the iniquities of our forefathers, O Yahweh. Yahweh, anoint our minds and anoint our feet to walk in the paths where which we can go back home, O Yah. Be brought back into the place where you are, O Yah. Anoint our hearts, O Yah, so that the stony heart is removed from us and the heart of flesh is replaced, O Yahweh. Give us a mind, Yahweh, that no longer thinks of the uncleanness, O Yah, but thinks of the righteous things, so that we may be worthy of a righteous reward, O Yahweh. We thank you and we bless you, and may our worship, O Yah, be a pleasant fragrance in your nostrils, O Yah. We thank you and we bless you. In Yahshua we pray. Amen.
Still holding on strong with that radio. You know what? I actually think